welcome back to the channel. Now it is currently Monday morning, and this week I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you some of the foods that I eat on a whole food animal based diet. So every morning starts pretty much off the same. I have a bowl of yogurt with some frozen fruit in there and some berries. Now I am currently tracking my food, so I am weighing it out and jotting that down. Normally if I'm not doing that, it will still be the same foods, just slightly bigger portions. As well as yogurt, I have some eggs alongside this, and as well as the eggs, I actually have a creatine electrolyte drink that I take along with my daily vitamins. When it comes to work, we take a combination of apples, banana and oranges. Today we have actually got some plums with us, and over the course of this week, this fruit bowl will get smaller and smaller. Along with the fruit, we do also take a tin of tuna. Now it does depend on if we get a chance to eat all of this or not. Most days the fruit definitely goes, the tuna can sometimes be a little bit of a hit or miss. So it's time for an after work pre-workout snack. Because I'm tracking at the moment and my fats are having to stay a little bit lower, otherwise I could be potentially having something like eggs. But we basically got more yogurt and some frozen berries, a tea, and I'm trying to drink more water at the moment because I'm terrible at that. So I'm also going to finish off this water bottle and then make sure I drink more than that. What you will notice is that breakfast, lunch and snacks are going to be very similar across every single day, and really that easiness just keeps it simple, but also they're foods that we enjoy and we like, and they taste great, and you know that all the nutrients and the macros that you get from them are also really good for you. So it might seem boring to some people, but at the same time it's something that's nice, so it kind of doesn't ever get boring at the same time. So it's Monday night, first dinner of the week, and we're actually going to try something a little bit new today. So I've slightly adjusted my macros and I need to increase my carb so slightly, which I am struggling with. I keep eating too much protein, which is ironic because a lot of people struggle with hitting their protein goals, but I'm fine with that. Not to gloat, I don't mean to, but I do, but it's my carbs that are low. So today we're gonna have some sweet potato with dinner. I thought what I'll do is I'll do some sweet potato mash, and then with the peels of the sweet potato, like bake them in the oven and hope that that turns out really nice. Then we've got chicken. Literally this is kind of like a staple bit dinner for us, but I'm just kind of tweaking it to do the potatoes with it instead. Then we've got onion, and then we've got pepper, mushrooms. I'm going to do some tomato on the side, garlic of course, and then Dan will probably put cheese with his. We've got some Parmesan Reggiano and some Gran Pando, both raw cheeses. Now depending on what my calories are looking at and my macros, I might do some cheese with my dinner or not. So I hope that you guys are liking the fact that I'm showing you the carbs, the proteins and the fats for everything. I appreciate some people struggle hitting their protein goals, and I just hope that this might be able to give you some inspiration on some new recipes, or try some new things that you may not have even considered doing before. And there we go, dinner is served. And to finish off the day, we've got some yogurt, frozen berries and a small cube of dark chocolate. So it is now Tuesday morning, and we're starting the day off again with our electrolyte creatine mix and vitamins, and then we've got 2 eggs, some Greek yogurt, frozen fruit and some berries. As always, like I say, it's very repetitive, but it's very nice and it keeps it easy and quick first thing in the morning. So lunch today, I feel like I should describe like one of them TikTok mums that shares what their kid ate in their lunchbox today, because guess what? We ate it all. And unsurprisingly, tomorrow's lunch that we're going to take to work is going to be exactly the same. Tuna and some fruit. So, you know, quick, easy, and it kind of hits some good protein while we're at work. And like I say, it's just on the go and it's kind of reliable for us. We don't always eat all of it, but if we do, it satisfies us just enough till we do get home. But today for dinner, we're going to be making one of our mince meals. So I basically just have mince with some bits of veg on the inside, and then I'm actually doing the passata on the side today, but sometimes we do it on the inside. So kind of think of like a bolognese, just probably with a bit more veg in there, I suppose. Today we're putting some aubergine in there, onion, pepper, garlic, And then in the passata, chopped tomatoes and some of that onion, so it'll be really nice. We're actually having dinner a little bit earlier today because we've got some friends coming around for a workout and they come around a little bit later on, so we're sort of switching our routine around a little bit, having dinner first and then having the workout. So it should be pretty good, and this is going to be very nice when it comes to eat it. I always just think take a protein, prioritize that on your meal, and then like add other bits around it and add food that you like that's also whole and real, and you're probably going to be in a very good place and direction to get started. But yeah, this is quite a staple kind of meal for us and something we do like on repeat week in, week out. And there we have it. Dinner is served. And at this point in the video, if you haven't guessed by now, breakfast, eggs, and yogurt. Like I say, it gets repetitive, but it's nice, it's easy. And that is simply what it is. So now time for an after work snack, and unsurprisingly, guess what? Yogurt. Yogurt and blueberries to be precise. And we have actually got to go and top up this fruit bowl because, like I said, progressively through this week, it will disappear. Fruit is quick, easy on the go, all natural for you, and it is a great and easy snack if you are looking for something that's just gonna be good for you. And now we have one slightly refilled fruit bowl. So on the menu for tonight, we have lamb steaks. Now this is one of our quicker meals that we do, but it's also one of the meals that goes with like a lot of veg and cheese and stuff like this. So I will be doing some halloumi with this. I'll use like half of this and then split that between me and Dan. Also add some courgette or zucchini, whatever you like to call it, like fries, chips sort of thing. I'll dice them up and bang them in the oven and sort of bake them, go alongside it. I was thinking today I'll add in some onion on the side. As well as that, we have some baby corns, which again I just like fry up, let them go soft, and they just taste like mwah. And then I thought I'll just shove a tomato on the side as well. Now I will be honest, these courgettes are definitely one of the things that, like, if we had an air fryer, they 100% would be doing the air fryer, and I think they'd probably come out crispier than what I actually end up making them. But we don't have an air fryer, we have an oven, and they still come out really nice. So it's a win-win really. And there you have it, the courgette is now ready to just go in the oven while I just cook and prep everything else. And there you have it, dinner is served. We've got the halloumi, a bit of cheese, tomato, lamb steaks, baby corns, onion, and then the courgette. I think that looks pretty good. So at this point, it does kind of seem a little bit pointless to tell you what my breakfast is, because if you can't guess it by now, it's the same as what I've had every other work day. But I have realised I haven't fully told you what is in our electrolyte creatine mix with the vitamins that we take. So if you can't guess, it's got creatine in, it's also got potassium citrate in it, and it's got electrolyte mix that has magnesium, sodium and potassium in it. And then when it comes to the vitamins every day, we take magnesium, ginger root, a vitamin C and zinc tablet, a D3 and K2 tablet, a milk thistle tablet, and 2 omega-3 tablets. And we take these vitamins with that drink almost every day. So if you do want to know more about that or want me to do a video about that and why we take that, do let me know in the comments down below. So for tonight's dinner, I had an amazing idea. Why not do burger and chips, but homemade sweet potato fries and homemade burgers. So this is going to be interesting. Not done the sweet potato fries yet, so that'll be fun. And actually going to make the burgers in a different way today, and hopefully they're nicer than normal. So there we have it. Fries done. We've got some onions chopped up ready, and the burgers also ready to go in the oven. Once that pings, I will flip them and kind of toss them around a little bit, then put them in, and then yeah. First impressions, these look like they're gonna be really nice. That is nice. Very successful. So at this point in the video, you can probably guess that my breakfast and my lunch that I take to work is pretty much the same every day of the week, which is why I kind of thought it was pointless showing you this morning. But however, tonight's dinner is going to be another variation on one of our chickens. We might do the same as the other day. I don't really remember what we did the other day, in all honesty. And then tomorrow we are actually going to do our weekly food shop. So I'll give you a little bit of insight into that and what foods we do buy. Like, I will show you this. This is how bare the fridge is starting to look right now. We've got a bit of yogurt, a handful of eggs, chicken, berries, water. So here is tonight's chicken dish. We've got some halloumi on the side. There's chicken, onion, tomato, pepper, mushroom, and passata. Yeah, should be good. So as you can see, we've just got back from doing our food shop. Now you may be wondering, do we plan our meals? Do we meal prep? Obviously, throughout this week, you can kind of see we don't meal prep. We're at this stage, we don't really plan, we just sort of do the same things. So when it comes to that, it means that when we have our meats, we're very often getting chicken mince. This week we've got some chicken drumsticks, pork loins, and some lamb steaks. Now, sometimes there might be another section of meat, there might be other meats in there, or we might decide, oh, this week we're gonna do a certain meal. Like, we've not done it for a while, but we've done like a chicken bone broth soup before. And so we will think about these things while we're shopping, be like, oh, shall we get this for this week? And that's kind of as far as our like meal prepping and planning meals go. So we also have our section of yogurt. I've actually gone back to the fat-free rather than 0% fat this week. I had swapped and now I've come back again purely just because of my macros and all of that. We get some Jersey milk. Now, like I said the other day, I don't really have the milk. It's purely just for Dan's coffee. So like, this is kind of enough for a week. Maybe we have to go get a top up. Then we kind of move on to our cheeses, which again I talked about. We get the raw cheeses and some halloumi. And then you've got like our veg section. Peppers, tomatoes, mushrooms, baby corns, aubergine, courgette. Then we get our berries that we have with our yogurt, as well as getting some frozen berries. Now the only thing I'd say is missing from all of this is actually frozen veg. We just haven't really used it this week, so we don't need to top up on it. Obviously, eggs, 30 eggs, 45 eggs. It depends how many are left in the fridge, really depends on how many we get. Sometimes we might have to top up through the week, sometimes we don't. Then we move on to our fruits. This again is what we take for work, as you've seen. Then this week we actually added sweet potato into the diet. So we got some more sweet potato, but we also got some white potato as well, just to give it a go, experiment, see what it's like. Onions, tuna again for work, and then some passata. Is, like I say, very week in, week out. It's very much similar. And as we go around the store, we go, oh, shall we try this week or that this week? And that's kind of just how we plan and how we meal prep. So now I've got to fit all of this into the fridge. And here we have it, the full fridge. Stacks on stacks of eggs, stacks of yogurt, stacks of meat, stacks of berries. So for breakfast, lunch, first meal of the day, I'm going to be doing a variation on my sweet pancake recipe. Variation that just kind of hits calories and macros a little bit better than just the baseline recipe. So when it comes to the internal filling of this pancake today, I'm actually putting in like some heated up berries. Now it might sound weird, but honestly it tastes really nice, and like heated up blueberries with the baseline recipe almost tastes like a blueberry muffin, so it is a really nice hack. And if you did want to know how to make this, I do actually already have a recipe video out on my channel for the baseline recipe, so I'll make sure to link that somewhere, either in the iCard or down the description below of this video as well. So you can always go ahead, check that out. I always just call it like a cinnamony chocolatey omelette. It's almost like the easiest way to describe it. Also, the chocolate, I don't think I've pointed out, is 90% dark chocolate. So we're hitting sort of a bit of a weird time in the day. It's like 4:30 now, getting a little bit hungry, but it's too early for dinner. So gonna be having a green tea, and then I've got a bowl, like a small bowl of yogurt with a bit of protein powder and some frozen berries in there, just to sort of tie us over for like a few hours before we decide to do dinner. So tonight's dinner is another take on our mince meal. And to be honest, we're both actually feeling like a little bit more hungry today. So we've actually paired it with some potato. I made some mashed potato skins again, but this time with white potato. And we literally just made the comment that we think this is the first time we've had mashed potato and like white potato since Christmas. So that proves how like we don't have this in our diet, but definitely interesting and like fun to experiment and bring a little bit of it into the meal. But yeah, it smells good, so I'm gonna dig in and eat this. So, who doesn't want Saturday night, movie night and popcorn? Obviously I'm not gonna be having this much popcorn, but we just made organic popcorn, and honestly it can't be much simpler than that. So we're starting Sunday morning off with a nice simple yogurt bowl. Nice and easy, a little bit of something for the morning, and we're not 100% sure on the plans today, so it just means there's something in the body for if and when we next eat. So lunch today, quick and easy, just some turkey mince, high in protein, so what more can you want? So for the final dinner of the week, we're going to be having some chicken drumsticks. Even though this isn't like the quickest meal because it does take like 35-40 minutes in the oven, it's definitely a very easy meal to do. All you do is bang some seasoning on top of your chicken drumsticks and just throw them in the oven. So it is quite hassle-free when it comes to dinner, and extremely good in protein. And so the final bit of food for this week is I'm gonna have a little drink of kefir, and then I've got some popcorn, banana, blueberries and strawberries, because honestly my protein for today is far beyond what it needs to be, and so rather than having yogurt, I just thought some popcorn and some fruit. I thought it'd be quite nice, refreshing, and a nice little like voluminous treat to end the day. And well, there you have it guys, there is a wrap on what I eat in a week while focusing on protein, whole and real foods, and a kind of animal-based-ish diet. I hope that potentially I have inspired you maybe to try new food combinations or even some new foods, and I do appreciate that this week might have felt a little bit repetitive, but honestly that is kind of the reality of it. Breakfast, lunch and snacks do just tend to be very samey, but like I've previously said, it makes it easy, makes it simple, and they are foods that I enjoy. Some of the meals that we eat are quick, some take a little bit longer, but we love every single one of them, and we're not afraid to also keep on trying new things. And I've already made a video about this, but my view on healthy living is going to change over time. So currently at the moment, this is the sorts of food I'm eating. Now obviously I've not shown every single meal that I have eaten, and there's not every single food that I will eat has turned up in this week either. So different days, different weeks, different times of year, it's all going to be different. And like I have also said, I am currently tracking my food at the moment. So typically portion sizes may be a bit bigger, or I may have more snacks if I wasn't tracking. But at the same time as all of that, I do want to give you a little bit of a breakdown on numbers. So what I'll put on the screen right now is my protein, my carbs and my fats breakdown for every single day of this week, and then I'll include an average of what that kind of works out at. So my macros have actually recently changed, and I am sort of trying to adjust to this. So I am, like I've already said, fortunate enough that I don't struggle hitting my protein goals. In fact, I kind of struggle not to go over my protein goals, and that's one thing that I've been trying to sort out this week, but I still ultimately do. So my protein is very high. The carbs are still, I'd say, relatively low carb, but they're going a little bit higher. And then the fats are low. I mean, the fat staying low is more to do with calories, I feel like at the moment, less so than anything else. So maybe this week has inspired you on figuring out how you can get higher protein goals across your meals, especially if you are someone that does struggle with all of that. So thanks for sticking through and watching this video and seeing what I eat in a week. If there are any of these recipes that you do want me to do a more in-depth video upon, do let me know. Or if you want to see a more in-depth video of just one day of eating where I kind of break the meals down a little bit more and break the calories and the macros and all of that down more in detail, do let me know down in the comments below. However, if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big fat thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Any and all support to the channel honestly means so much. Oh, and if you want to see me eat some less healthy food, make sure to go ahead and check out my video where I showed you everything that I ate on the Disney Dream Cruise. But for now, remember to join the Dino Squad, and I'll see you next time. Bye.